When writing an AutoHotKey script, you may want to know the title of the window at specific coordinates. You can use Windows Functions to get the title of the window at X and Y coordinates that you specify. I struggled to get this working reliably, and this video explains how I finally got this to work reliably. There are two Windows functions that you need to use: WindowFromPoint and GetAncestor. The WindowFromPoint function returns a number that is the handle to the window. Reading Microsoft's explanation of the WindowFromPoint function now, I don't think it's very clear. It states that it retrieves the handle to the window that contains the specified point. However, I have now discovered that if there is a control at the specified point, the function will return the handle to the control, not the window. This is where the GetAncestor function comes in. If you input the handle returned by the WindowFromPoint function into the GetAncestor function, you will get the handle to the window that is at the specified point. So, the output from the WindowFromPoint function fed into the GetAncestor function gives you the handle to the window at a specified point. AutoHotKey and Windows use slightly different terminology for the handle. AutoHotKey call the handle the ID, so you can use the handle from the GetAncestor function as the ID for the AutoHotKey functions such as WinActivate using AHK_ID. If, like me, you are new to both AutoHotKey and Windows functions, you may be asking, what is a window and what is a control? AutoHotKey's Windows Spy can show windows and controls in a Notepad++ window and a VLC window. Click the Follow Mouse checkbox and keep an eye on the Control under Mouse Position box as I move around Notepad++ window. When the mouse is over the window title and menu bar, there is no control under the mouse pointer, so this field is blank. However, when I move down to the toolbar with all the icons, there is a control called Toolbar Windows 321, and if I move the mouse a little further down to the actual document, the control is Scintilla 2. If I now move the mouse over the bottom toolbar in Notepad++ window, you can see that there are lots of different controls for the different elements within the bottom toolbar. The WindowFromPoint function will return the ID of the individual controls that you saw in the Control under Mouse Pointer box. So WindowFromPoint for Notepad++ will return one of many handles depending on where the point is in the Notepad++ window. GetAncestor will take any of these control handles as input and return the handle of the top level window. Other application windows are more straightforward and have a single ID for the entire window. For example, VLC has a single ID for the entire window. You can see this because as I move the mouse around the VLC window, the Control under Mouse Pointer box in the Windows Spy remains blank. There is a single ID for VLC for any point in the VLC window. So for VLC, it is actually possible to use the WindowFromPoint function to get the handle to VLC. But for consistency, I think it is preferable to use the combined WindowFromPoint and GetAncestor functions to get the top level window. This is the first version of a simple script that I wrote that uses WindowFromPoint and GetAncestor to show details of the window at the coordinates 960 along and 250 down, which I've marked with a big X on screen. However, don't copy this script because it does not work, and I will explain the error that I made. I've maximized Notepad++ on the screen, and you can see that the message box states that the window at this location is Notepad++, so the script appears to work. However, if I reduce the size of Notepad++, but still place the window over the point where I'm checking which window is present, you can see that the window title is Program Manager. Program Manager is the window title that is returned by the WindowFromPoint and GetAncestor functions if there is no window, just the wallpaper, which on my PC is a black screen. If I move Notepad++ right to the top of the screen, then the script reports that Notepad++ window is at the point being tested. From this and other checks that I did, I deduced that the Y parameter is not being passed to the WindowFromPoint function. The WindowFromPoint function is always testing the X coordinate that I specify, but the Y coordinate is always 0, i.e. Y is always at the very top of the screen. At this point, I have to thank Tea Drinker, who in this discussion in the AutoHotKey forums gave me the answer. WindowFromPoint requires X and Y to be passed as a single 64-bit argument to the function. The most significant 32 bits are the Y coordinate, and the least significant 32 bits are the X coordinate. I've been previously passing two arguments, X and Y. Since the WindowFromPoint function only looks at the first argument, it was only seeing the X argument. It totally ignored the second argument, which contained the Y parameter. It was looking for the Y parameter in the most significant 32 bits of the first argument, but they were all 0. So therefore Y was assumed to be 0 by the function. So how does the WindowFromPoint function expect X and Y to be combined into a single 64-bit integer? The Excel sheet shows the X and Y coordinates of 960 and 250 converted from decimal to binary and displayed as a 64-bit integer. To combine X and Y into a single 64-bit integer requires two steps. The first step is to shift the bits in the binary representation of the Y coordinate by 32 bits to the left. AutoHotKey supports the double less than symbol, which means shift the bits to the left by the number of bit positions immediately after the double less than symbol. The animation shows this shift to the left happening. So we now have X with the bits in the original position and Y with the bits shifted to the left by 32 bits. So now it's a simple matter of merging these two binary numbers into a single binary number. This can be done by logical ORing the two binary numbers. The AutoHotKey script to use the WindowFromPoint function is therefore DLL call the WindowFromPoint function with a single 64-bit integer argument. This single argument is X logical ORed with Y bit shifted left by 32 bits. And this script segment is how you get AutoHotKey to implement that functionality. So if we now correct the WindowFromPoint line in the script, we now have a script that works. The first line gets the window handle or ID of the window or the control that is at the point 960-250. This handle may be for a control within the window and not be unique to the window, so we then pass this handle or ID into the GetAncestor function, and this returns the ID of the parent window. Using AutoHotKey, we can then find the window class, window title and process ID. Now let's pop VLC over the point being checked. Note that because VLC has no controls within the window, the handle returned by the WindowFromPoint function and the ancestor handle are exactly the same. The window title matches the title shown in the VLC window title bar. Let's pop Notepad++ over the point being checked. This time the Notepad++ window includes controls, so the handle returned by the WindowFromPoint function and the ancestor handle are different. The ancestor handle is used by the AutoHotKey script, and this correctly returns the class name for the window, which is Notepad++. The window title also matches the title in the Notepad++ title bar. So this short script will return the window details at the point 96250. I've put this script in the YouTube description so that you can copy it and then modify it for your own scripts.